Senator Harris is potentially the first woman vice president if Mr. Biden defeats President Trump. Analysis of the pick from Democratic strategist Kendall Scudder, co-founder of Armadillo Strategies. He's based in Texas. Kendall, your reaction?
Oh, man, we're so excited about it. I mean, Vice President Biden made an incredible choice. Kamala Harris represents the largest state in the country in the United States Senate. She serves on the Intelligence and Judiciary committees, which are just critical committees, given the threats that we're facing right now around the world and at home. And she ran one of the largest legal operations in the world when she was the Attorney General of California, over $700 million budget. So, I mean, she's absolutely competent, qualified, ready to hit the ground running on day one if needed, and that's exactly what you want in a vice president.
I read on Axios that this was a safe pick. Do you consider this a safe pick?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a safe pick because of how competent and qualified Kamala Harris is. I mean, it doesn't matter what wing, per se, of the party that you're in. Folks tend to universally like Kamala Harris, and it's because of the wonderful work that she's done in the Senate and the great work that she did as Attorney General of California. You'd be hard-pressed to find a person, especially of her age. I mean, she's a fairly young person, given the landscape of politics these days, who is more qualified to be president of the United States. I'm just stoked to be able to have her on the ticket.
So speaking of her record as Attorney General in California, the New York Times got after her a little bit for being unwilling to agree to her office conducting independent police investigations.
Well, look, I'm sure that people can splice her record all they want to, and over the next few months, people are going to be paying as much attention to them as possible. But look, when she was the Attorney General, she fought for families, and she won a $20 billion settlement at one point for California homeowners against big banks that were unfairly foreclosing on people's homes. I think that you're looking at a champion for working people, and that's what's really important. That doesn't matter if you're black or if you're white or if you're Hispanic or Asian. I think every American wants someone who's going to be a champion for working people on the ticket, and that's exactly what we got with Senator Harris.
We're speaking with Kendall Scudder, Democratic strategist based in Texas. He's also co-founder of Armadillo Strategies, and we're talking about former Vice President Joe Biden picking Kamala Harris to be his running mate in the 2020 Democratic election. The tension that Ms. Harris had with Mr. Biden last summer during the debates.
You know, kind of funnily enough, I actually didn't think he was going to pick her because of that. Maybe that's why I'm not the kind of person who's ever able to run for president, because I hold grudges. That guy apparently doesn't. You know, building a team of rivals and picking the most qualified person, regardless of whatever personal beef you may have. I think it speaks volumes about who he is as a person and how important this particular election is for the soul of the nation. I was a little surprised to see it, but very thrilled that it happened.
There was also the issue of Senator Harris criticizing Mr. Biden during the debates for having bragged about his past relationship with Robert Byrd, the former West Virginia senator who was a KKK organizer and member. How about that as an issue?
No, you know what it reminded me of, honestly, whenever I heard it? The first thing I thought of was when Obama tapped Hillary Clinton to be his Secretary of State, where, that was really vicious in that campaign in 2008, and he set it aside for the betterment of the country. Politics is what we do, but it doesn't have to be who we are. And to me, it's so important that you bring people in that you disagree with and show that you're willing to listen to people, regardless of what personal issues you may have or whatever the past is. Check all of that at the door, and let's move forward with an agenda for the American people. And so, I don't know that it's going to, surely they'll make it fodder. They're going to make anything fodder. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter who you are, they're going to call you a socialist. But at the end of the day, I think the American people are smart enough to see through that kind of thing. And I'm just stoked to be able to hear her first speech at the convention.
Democratic strategist Kendall Scudder, co-founder of Armadillo Strategies. By the way, Ms. Harris will debate current Vice President Mike Pence on October 7th in Salt Lake City.